Obviously, a lot of Democrats not happy with the Senate bill. A lot of the Senate Democrats have been on the warpath on this, and they continue to be now that we have the actual details, now that they can actually see what's in it as well. First here, we have Elizabeth Warren with incredibly uncompromising rhetoric.
Medicaid is the program in this country that provides health insurance to 1 in 5 Americans, to 30 million kids, to nearly 2 out of every 3 people in a nursing home. These cuts are blood money. People will die. Let's be very clear. Senate Republicans are paying for tax cuts for the wealthy with American lives.
Okay,
that's I want to hear that more.
So now that was good, strong rhetoric.
That was strong, very specific, and like I said, uncompromising. We also have Bernie Sanders.
The essence of what this bill does is make massive cuts in healthcare programs for working families while giving outrageous tax breaks to the wealthiest people in this country. And that is not what this nation is supposed to be about, and it's not what the American people want. People don't think that we should throw millions of people off of Medicaid, substantially raise premiums for older workers, defund Planned Parenthood, while making the very richest people in this country even richer.
It's a pleasure to have at least 2 senators who are speaking frankly about things. In the past, we had Bernie Sanders and TV wouldn't even cover him.
Yeah.
And so now we've at least got some progressives on our side in power, so that's refreshing.
We could show you more. We have time limits obviously, but Kamala Harris has been tweeting nonstop about this, and she's been great. Chuck Schumer, he's technically saying the right thing, talking about this is a wolf in sheep's clothing and all that, but it's so wishy-washy. Like, don't say, no, it's not a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's a wolf, okay? It's going to kill people. There's no sheep. The sheep lost its health insurance and it died of cancer, okay? It's a fucking wolf.
Yeah, I miss the sheep's clothing. I think the wolf ate the sheep's clothing because there is no part of the bill where you're like, well, on the other hand.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 parts on the other hand are, I mean, the young and the incredibly healthy pay a little bit less, but the people
temporarily.
Temporarily until they get older.
And then they will pay far more than they would have otherwise.
Or if they get sick, right? Which is the point of insurance, right? Yeah. So everybody else pays more, gets less coverage, and of course, the only other part of it is that the rich get these massive tax cuts.
Yeah.
Look, another thing we're going to find out now is what is the state of the Republican Party? Because there was some comical, in my opinion, punditry on television, as usual, saying, well, the House bill is incredibly draconian, but the Senate is filled with moderate Republicans. Mm-hmm. Well, look, hey, sheep's clothing, where are you? Yeah. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. So it might turn out that the Susan Collins of the world blocked this thing. They go, no.
Well, where are they today?
Yeah, because there's 52 Republican senators, so you can only lose 2 of them.
Yeah, where's Lisa Murkowski?
We're going to find out if there are in fact 3 moderate Republicans left in the country.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that the Senate is full of moderates. I mentioned this on the show a couple days ago. At one point, I think you might have been on the panel. We were covering the House bill, and someone on the panel said, "Why are we even wasting our time with this? It's never going to pass the House." And of course, within 48 hours, it passed the House. And then that was the other thing that we heard. It was like, you're wasting all your time on this House bill. It's never going to pass when it gets to the Senate. Life comes at you fast, okay? That's why we warn you about things like this, because so many people are so effing complacent. And there are a lot of people that, even before the election, before Donald Trump won, certainly before his inauguration, made a conscious decision that they are going to lie down on this. And they don't care what Donald Trump does. They don't care what the Republicans do. Their eyes are off 2 years, 4 years, 100 years in the future, and they are not going to be watching for this. They mock the resistance. They will provide no resistance, okay? This is happening. It's happening every day. And we're dealing with this now. In a couple of months, we got the tax bill, and I guarantee there are going to be people who are labeled as liberals and progressives saying it's never gonna pass like that. It's not gonna be that bad. And then a couple of days are gonna pass, and suddenly we're gonna be looking at a 66% cut to corporate taxes. There are people who are trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Some of them agree with you on a number of issues, but they obviously do not have your best interests at heart. This bill that could be passed within a couple of days is proof of that.
Yeah. Let me lay down a marker now for you guys. The House and the Senate will pass a gigantic, humongous tax cut bill. They'll call it tax reform. It'll be, in fact, billions upon billions of, maybe trillions of dollars in tax cuts, and it'll pass like hot knife through butter. It'll be the easiest thing in the world, and it'll probably get some Democratic votes. So, oh, well, we have to be bipartisan and work. The people voted for Donald Trump, and plus my donors like it. So that's what's going to happen. Anyone who tells you otherwise doesn't know one thing about politics. The one absolute rock solid guarantee in the Trump presidency is giant, unheard of, record-breaking tax cuts. Exactly. And by the way, the whole point of repealing Obamacare is giant tax cuts. They just cut $600 billion of taxes for the rich, and they did it at your expense. And that's the appetizer. Yeah. We haven't gotten to the entree yet.
Yeah, I love how that works. Someday they're going to pass a bill to rename an airport and provide $1 trillion in tax cuts. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they could do it.
This is the wolf in wolf's clothing. What do you get for Young Turks membership? It's a mystery. Only one way to find out. TYTnetwork.com/join.